Hello and welcome to episode 7, not 6, of Factorio. Yes, oh, that thing happened again. Well, around episode 4, oh, Armor Crafting 2 is researched. But, well, I explained in the last couple episodes that I recorded, like, episodes 1 through 6 were all recorded in the same, like, in one sitting, basically. And I'm recording episode 7 now, and possibly the next couple episodes after episode 7 today, which is the day after I recorded the previous episodes. And something happened around episode 4 in the recording where I basically ended up skipping a number somehow at some point. I don't know. I haven't like fully watched through the videos quite yet. They're all uploaded already, and in fact, episode 1 is actually released today, about 18 minutes ago, from when I'm recording this. And this episode's probably going to be out like August 2nd. Because August 1st is when episode 6 is going to be out. So this episode is going to be out on August 2nd, 2016. But yeah, in this next couple of episodes, the plan is to basically establish the main production line that will basically be in place for the entire playthrough of this series, and it's going to be around here. Mainly because it's not many trees in this area quite yet. Oh, there's aliens down there. Yes. Aliens. They're fun, but we will have to get around dealing with them at some point, but not quite yet. They sort of proved that they're still in control around here. But for now, I basically want to focus on setting up the conveyor belts that are gonna go along the production line. Then once we get that laid out, I might focus on moving over our science production to a more permanent location. But anyways, as soon as we finish making these up, which will take a moment, here we go, got some. I'm going to go with a trunk method, which, if you're not familiar with Factorio community and stuff like that, the trunk, well, there's multiple methods to do your main production line. The classic first one is the snake method, where you just have conveyor belts just going all over the place, and just at the time when you need to add something, you just put it in the most convenient spot, and you take the resources from the most convenient sources, and then basically in the end it looks like a bunch of snakes that are just piled together just all over the place, and just a pile of spaghetti. And it works in the beginning. It's sort of what we got going on over here. However, it really does not work long-term at all. And so I'm going to be switching over to another method called the trunk method, where basically you have all your resources going along in a single central main trunk, and whenever you need to produce something, you basically build up a little factory on the side of that trunk and you pull off the trunk. This is basically the design of a factory that would be on that trunk, basically. It'll make more sense once I start building it. But for now, we're just going to lay out the conveyor belts for it. And, yes. Well, let's get to it. So, there's multiple designs that you could use for the main trunk. This is the one I'm going to use, where you basically have 2 conveyor belts, then a gap of 2, then another 2 conveyor belts, and basically just keep this going along So you have all your different main resources covered. And so I'm basically going to have like iron, copper. I'm going to have coal here. I don't know. Why not? Get everything included. So, because basically another thing about your trunk is you want to make sure that it is going to be able to support your factory as the game develops. Because another basically I think the goal behind the perfect factory is that the game itself can have an update release that changes everything, and you can adapt your factory easily. And so I'm gonna make sure that I have every single resource available on the trunk line. Even if that might be a bit inefficient, it'll work in the end. I don't know. Factorio, I've never really been good at planning ahead in Factorio. I sort of just do things as they're needed. In fact, it might even actually be a bit premature to start making a trunk line. Actually, yeah, you know what? Forget the trunk line. Yes. I spent about 2 minutes before hitting record planning out what I want to do, and all the plans have just been thrown out the window. Because I got new plans. New plans based off of how I played Factorio in my previous map, where basically next I will now focus on increasing production for the things we already have. Thinking about it now, that actually might be a bit more of a useful thing to do than just establishing a whole new system. Because one thing, that whole new system is going to take resources to build, resources that we don't necessarily have at the moment. And so it's better to make sure that we can be producing those resources at a quicker rate, so that when time comes that we do finally want to build that system, we'll have the adequate resources to do so. So let's clear out some space. I'm going to set up a basic smelting area for iron and copper. And maybe some steel as well. Why not? I'm also going to expand the iron mine as well, so that we can be mining more iron ore. And also the copper mine as well, so that we can, because it's going to be turning through copper and iron a lot quicker, so we're going to need a lot more iron and copper to put into it. And once we do this, the science production will also be going quicker as well, because it'll have more resources to turn into science. And I guess for now, while we're chopping the trees, we can actually start researching the next thing of science, which will be advanced material processing, I guess. Sure, why not? Yeah, let's go for that. Because if we can use steel furnaces instead of the stone ones, then that'll be a lot nicer, because they'll go faster. Oh, whoops, I broke a thing. And I have now fixed the thing. Just chopping trees. Constant tree chopping. Oh, steel pick is broken. Okay, so steel pick is going to need 5 steel, and steel is 5 iron plate. So we're going to need 25 iron to make a steel pick. Ooh, that's plenty. There we go. Once that's done, we'll have enough for a steel pick. Oh, that's a lot of stone. We're gonna need it too, I think. I don't know. I'm thinking about making these things here. Well, The electric furnaces still need stone. Well, they need stone brick anyways. So the steel furnaces are probably going to end up needing stone. So yes, we're going to need stone. Yeah. Well, actually, can we check real quick what this is going to need? Ah, they're going to need stone brick and steel. So we're going to need to start smelting up some stone here. I would like to also make sure we're still producing just normal stone for future use, so I'm going to use a splitter to split off into stone production, or stone brick production. We're also going to need to switch this over to be producing steel more constantly, because we're going to need it. So right there, sure, why not? And we're gonna need a chest. That's too close. And I don't have a pick. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna need 2 inserters. And we got plenty of these things since I was confused at the beginning of this episode. Oh dear me. In with that, in with that. We're going to need another. And I noticed that the power is just above this, so we're going to shift this a bit. Yes. Place the chest down first so that we're not just spitting brick out onto the floor. And you're not needed. Okay. Now we'll be making stone brick. Ooh. We actually got an extra steel there. Interesting. Okay, now let's have another split off here. One thing you'll probably notice as we play through this game is that iron is used for everything. If you're not using iron, then you're not playing Factorio. That's not much else needs to be said. And if we move this guy, we can use a long-handed inserter for this. It'd be efficient. Alright. I'm gonna need one of these. I'm gonna need another one of these. I'm gonna need one of those once we get some iron. Okay. There we go. There you go. And there you go. Making steel! Very slowly. Yes, we need to expand our iron production as quickly as possible. In fact, I might even hook up another couple of things here to be making iron. Okay, so we're gonna need 2 of these and 2 of those once we get some stone. So I threw away all the stone. Thank you for the stone. 2 of those. Okay. That'll work. That'll work. I need to extend this out. We're gonna need some of these. I mean, we're gonna need some more of those as well. There we go. You there and you there. Okay, we're gonna need to snake some coal down in here. What am I doing? There we go. You know, when I was starting the game up and sitting in the main menu, the music got really loud, and so I turned it down, but now it's really quiet. So I'm going to turn it back up real quick. Yeah. That should help a bit. So we're producing twice the iron now. And as you can see there, it's going on to the other side of the belt because it's on the other, it's coming from the other side of the belt. But anyways, we haven't produced a single steel yet. But we're producing steel. It's just facing the wrong way. Brilliant. Oh dear me. How much stone brick we got? Oh, about half a stack. That's good to see. Got all the science we need, so can't really be producing science quicker. Oh, the music is getting loud again. Yeah. Turn it down a bit. And it gets louder. Oh, man. But I guess that actually... makes it better for my purposes. I don't know. I'm gonna turn it down a bit. A little bit. There it is. Bring that up, actually. Bring this down. There. That'll do. This seems good. I don't know. I don't notice a difference. I'm just gonna assume that it's better now. That's loud. Professional is not my middle name. Nor is it my first or last. How is it so loud? Like, it follows no rules. It could be set up so that it only takes the volume settings into account when it's starting a new sound file. That's completely possible. It's an alpha game, so a little oversight like that is to be expected every so often. Which, if that's the case, then the music will tone down in a bit. Hopefully, I don't know. Yes, we're waiting for the advanced material processing to finish being researched, and then we'll be able to begin setting up some steel furnaces, which are still going to run on coal. So we're still going to have to take that into account, but not a big deal. But anyways, we are coming up at the end of this episode. Just about. Yep, just about. Pretty much. This essentially might as well be the end of the episode for today. And so, today we didn't really do too much. We began preparations for a new system, and then in the next episode we will make that new system. And so I will see you in the next one.